Yeah, sure.
I'm recording. All I was saying before, if there is, obviously, we don't believe all Muslims are bad. That's stupid. Not all of anybody do anything. That's just clear stupid. But some people think that that's what people think or whatever. All I was saying before, Easy Meat by Peter McLaughlin. It's a book that was written with the facts from the Rotherham cases, from the girls that was raped, from the perpetrators, and what was said on Police Interview and whatnot. And what they've all said is that they are justified in Islam 14 times, and they've shown them the
Honestly,
passages and whatnot.
I've read it all. I have never seen that bit.
I have studied Islam for 8 years, to be fair. I do know quite a lot about
but I can assure you, what's your name?
Rick.
Rick. I can assure you, Rick, I wouldn't be following a religion. There's nothing and people can take little bits, take Leviticus, take the Bible, you can take bits out of any religion and, you can twist things. Of course, Islam doesn't allow or promote in any way. These are dirty, evil, disgusting, scumbag Asian men. And if I saw them, I think they should all be castrated. And you know what? I'm glad if they've been sent back to Pakistan, good, because we don't want scumbags like that in my country.
Well, you should be on our side.
I swear.
You should be standing
on that,
with us
I'm with you.
these demos.
On that, I am with you. I swear, if I saw they are evil, they are filthy, they're just because I've got daughters. And you know what? I work with white working class girls who could have been one of those kids groomed. Those girls are like my daughters. And in fact, recently, one of my students, of course I do. One of my students came up to me, and she said, "I'm being groomed," but it wasn't an Asian, it was a white guy. And then I reported that, and I had to protect her. So I was protecting. Obviously, I'd protect anyone. She was one of my students, and an older guy had been taking her out and buying her drinks, and I said, "Well, come on," and obviously wanted something back, but they do it in a clever way. Well, the only thing I would say to you, please don't conflate or don't mix together Islam and the behaviour of some people that call themselves Muslims. They might be Muslim by their religion, but their religion has got nothing to do with their despicable behaviour. So the terrorists, Salman Abedi...
It does say in the Quran 14 times that you can take whatever you right and possesses in different ways, shapes and forms.
But that's a completely different context. That was in the context of war.
That's the context that the Muslim groomers are using. Honestly.
Serious?
Honestly, if you read Easy Meat, it's ridiculous. It's like if I arrested 10,
that's basically crap.
If I arrested 10 people over there and then took them away and put them into different cells, they couldn't possibly tell you the same reason unless they all thought.
So all they're doing is they're trying to justify their filth. They're filthy men, and they are using. But it isn't. I can assure you.
No, it is.
I can assure you.
Honestly,
what your right hand possesses was at the time of war.
Yeah.
And in fact, in the Quran, it talks about all the rules of war, and it even talks about when you take prisoners of war, and it talks about you are not allowed to harm people, and it says protect a monk in a monastery. If there's a monk in a monastery, you are not allowed to harm him. That's actually the real rules of jihad. So you know what you get? You get people like this guy, Stephen, who've reinvented themselves, who've made a lot, getting a lot of popularity by dividing people. And you know what we need to do? We need to be together, because you and I agree with a lot of the same things. We might not agree with everything.
We do, but I can't imagine any Muslims wanting to come stand with us and oppose it, because once you do that, you are then classed as an apostate, aren't you? So you'd be shielded from your...
No, of course I wouldn't. On this, we share the same opinion. We're united on this opinion, aren't we?
We appeal for Muslims to come out, good Muslims to come out all the time,
because,
and not a single one will come.
If you're supporting this guy, Stephen...
Tommy Robinson,
Stephen, whatever, because he reinvented himself. He used to run a tanning shop in Luton, didn't he?
He had 7 businesses before the police started antagonising him and arresting him and stuff. 7 properties, 2 businesses.
Well, he's got a good criminal record as well.
Well, he's got
most hard-working young.
Really? Well, I haven't got a criminal record.
The worst thing on his
hard-working young man.
The worst thing.
Have you all got criminal records?
No, but I've only just managed to avoid one.
Not yet.
Let's hope you don't get one today.
Do you believe in free speech?
Of course I do.
Do you believe it's racist to criticise Islam?
No. If that's your opinion, you're entitled.
It's only an ideology, isn't it?
You're entitled to. You can criticise whatever you want.
But we get thrown in prison for it.
No, you don't.
We are doing. Tommy's in there
so
now.
it was a bit more than criticising Islam when Kevin Cregan put a a bacon sandwich outside a mosque. He got arrested. Hear me out. He was disrespectful, and I don't condone that. But what happened to him is he got 12 months in prison, and he was murdered in prison.
Oh God! Perhaps
because there's a big Muslim community in prison.
Well, that's not right, is it? We can't start becoming we don't become vigilantes.
No.
You know, we're not. We don't become vigilantes.
But we don't deserve to be murdered in prisons.
Nobody deserves to be murdered in prison.
Well, the problem is that story gets out, and
he shouldn't have been in prison.
Nobody
deserves that, realistically.
So, Tom, do you agree with Tommy Green?
I mean, I wouldn't go to a Hindu temple and put some beef out.
No, and none of us would.
I know, but if you did, do you think you should go to prison
Jesus
for
never
it?
ate bacon, you know that.
I know, but I mean,
Jesus didn't eat pork.
if you did that on a heat,
So it's a bad thing, but he died for it.
Who died for what? Eating?
The guy got killed by possibly Muslims in prison.
But back to his
So
question.
look at the situation. Look at the situation people are in now. They can't criticise Islam because it's been illegalised. And if they do it, they get put in prison and possibly killed.
Oh, you know what? But you are exaggerating all of that, aren't
No,
you?
we're
It's
not.
happened to Tommy as well. He's in prison, really.
He knows what, but he knew what he was doing.
Jada
he made his nice
Franson.
little
He did. He
video.
sacrificed himself.
Jada Franson, she's still in
He's
prison.
making a fool out of all of you.
Yeah, he's standing up for our
making a lot
kids.
of money out of all of this. He's got a
And
platform.
so are the Muslim
and you are his
community
you
from
are
Saudi
his
Arabia.
henchmen who go around while he's sitting in prison. He knew what he was doing.
I'm not
He was
here
in
for
con-
Tommy. I'm
He
here
was
because
in
Muslims
contempt
are
of
raping our
court.
children.
He
That's
made
why
the
I'm
video
here.
knowing damn well he was going to be
I'm
We
released.
agree.
here.
We agree.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I get
I'm
what
not
you're saying.
against-
He's saying he did it on
Stand up.
purpose to highlight that the law is wrong.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, when you're into all this Tommy stuff, be careful.
All Tommy does is tell the
here's the
truth
thing,
and the
here's
facts.
the thing, your
People don't
bloke-
like it that we
your
know more
bloke
about
is
Islam than
Jeremy
Muslims do.
Corbyn.
That is the
Who said he
problem.
is? How do you know who
That
I
is the
vote?
problem.
No, no,
We
no,
know
you're
about
associated
Islam.
with it.
We know everything
Or
about it.
Diana
All
Abbott.
this is Tequila.
Now,
Who do you know who I vote for?
No,
you don't
no,
know my vote.
no,
This
no,
is
but
Tequila.
it's
I met,
This
I
is
met,
just
I
a-
met
like-
Theresa May on Monday.
Well
She's
done.
She's arrested.
a traitor.
Yeah, she's arrested.
She's a traitor.
She's just as bad as
She's a
Corbyn.
traitor.
Who do you vote for?
She needs
Well,
stringing
we've got
up.
no one to vote for.
don't.
It's
Oh, that's a
split.
shame.
Yeah, the right wing vote is completely split, and everybody knows
Do you have
it's.
have you ever been to a Muslim doctor?
I've been to entire Bhangra nights full of
Okay.
nightclubs full of Muslims. I worked with them for 7 years.
So is your Muslim friend responsible for those sex groomers?
Partly, yes. Just
Wait,
as
hang on, he says no.
I never say
For
that.
staying silent,
I
yeah.
say-
For staying
I
silent,
say as
yeah.
a
That's
community.
logical.
For staying silent,
Is
yeah.
it not logical? Is it not
I'm glad I've
logical?
spoken to you.
Is it not logical that we all have a little responsibility for our own communities?
I can't be responsible.
Not at all?
Even for my own children. If my child commits a criminal act, my child
I
will go to
disagree. I
prison,
think
and
your
agree.
parenting influences the likelihood
I do
of him
agree with
being a
that.
criminal.
No, I do agree we have some responsibility where we can to our communities, definitely.
So,
And if
so
we
this
have
is
an
us taking
incident-
responsibility for our communities.
Don't you think our good communities, good community on your side and our side, need to come together a little bit more and understand
Understand each other.
and the
Listen, I work
misconceptions?
with white working class kids. I love them. And you know what? They have got such a different impression of Islam because of me. And I'll tell you, those white working class kids would have been standing here probably, but they know me as their teacher. I don't go around saying I'm a Muslim. It's my behaviour and my interaction.
So what do you-
And I said
But
to them one day,
doesn't the Quran teach you to lie to non-Muslims?
no, I
Yes,
think
it
you're
does.
confusing Shias. The Shias which are at 10%. Majority Muslims, 90% are Sunnis.
So Sunnis can't use taqiyya.
No.
10% 's a hell of a lot, though, isn't it?
Shiaism, which is mainly Iranians, a lot of Iranians. There are some Pakistanis.
Right, but they're also humans.
And they do say you can lie. That's true. You're absolutely right.
So
They say you can cover up.
take heathen women as sex slaves.
No, that's
Yes.
what your right hand possesses.
What is
So you're
possessed by
confusing.
the right hand? What your right hand
Possess,
possesses?
yeah. So that again is in a context of war. You need to, you could take Leviticus from the Bible.
Yeah, but
you could take lots of
Muslims
lots of
think-
lines,
You're here.
and
You're here.
You could
You're
just.
here.
I teach the Bible.
Yeah, but
And if
you're-
we did that and took it out of context.
A lot of Muslims
There's
think
some
that we're in a war
context to what your right
situation
hand
now
possesses.
because
That was at time of the
other
war.
places
but
are being
I'm
bombed and
not-
whatnot. That's why.
I'm not having this conversation with somebody in Saudi Arabia. I'm having this conversation here. Now, how does that move?
In what way? So the Quran, as I said, it talks about what your right hand possesses, but it's historical in times of war.
Yeah,
We're talking about
but
previous
So
war.
if you think you're in what? If you think
Well,
you're
we're
in a
not
time
in war,
of
are
war.
we?
Well,
No,
no, a
but
lot of
these
Muslims do
lads-
think that.
All these
Well, again,
When Syria gets bombed, we get attacked. That's how it works.
Yeah, they're saying
when
that.
Syria gets bombed, we get attacked.
When anywhere foreign policy happens and
Yeah,
they get
yeah.
bombed and people die, then we get attacked.
And I'm scared
Then we get attacked.
because when those nuthead so-called Muslims, when those idiot terrorists I won't even call them Muslim. Do you think anyone prayed for Salman Abidi? They wouldn't even bury him. The Muslim community, when they talked about burying him,
I personally think jihadis should be buried inside a pig, and that would stop it.
Refused
bury him.
I don't know.
Do you
because
agree
they
they
did
should?
say, because he was from Manchester, and they did say whatever his remains were.
Do you agree there should be a special burial for jihadis, putting them in a pig and burying them in a pig?
Well, you know what? You get loads of like disgusting serial killers, don't you? In America, you get people that do disgusting things,
so we're
but they
saying
still give
if
them a
there-
burial. I mean, that I'm just saying, in lots
I
of
think
societies,
that's
you
a-
get really.
I think that's a
Jack the
deterrent,
Ripper-
bury him in a
Jack
pig.
the Ripper was given a burial. However evil people are.
No, they never found Jack the Ripper.
No, the Yorkshire Ripper, sorry.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Yorkshire, that's in my exactly. I remember when they found him. I was at school. We were like, I mean, it was Bradford, but we used to be scared.
No.
I used to, because obviously it was after prostitutes mainly, but I remember as a
Well, that
teenager,
makes no difference.
No, he was targeting generally prostitutes.
Yeah.
So I think there are really evil people in the world, but then even those evil people, sometimes, like we say, like Jimmy Savile, whatever he did, all these...
But that's an anecdotal example. What we're talking about is statistics that paint an overall picture and highlight a pattern. So, for example, if 83% of grooming gangs are Muslim slash
they're Asian.
Okay,
Of
okay.
Asian. They're of
If, that's why I said
Asian
if. I said if.
Pakistani, you're right,
If.
Pakistani heritage.
Okay,
Heritage.
if, because I'm saying it's something to do with culture and religion and
Nothing
politics.
to do with religion.
That's your opinion. I'm just
sure.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
But the
If.
media is now rebranding that, but it's like, well, nobody else gets that leeway. You know what I mean?
What's the
Like,
leeway? How is it leeway?
What's that? Right, no, so we're talking about...
Nobody else gets to rebrand themselves when the media goes after them. It's like, this group. Oh, it's not that group anymore. We're spreading
83%
Let me make it really
of
clear.
grooming gangs.
If you have got dirty, disgusting, scumbag
People
Asian
in your community.
men... No, they're not from my community.
No, they're not
They
from
call
mine.
themselves Muslims, yeah.
Disgusting.
They go to mosque.
They
don't they?
not from
happen
mine.
to come from a Pakistani heritage. Their parents happen to
What
be
about they
Muslim.
go to the mosque?
Maybe they've got Muslim names. To me, they're scum.
And what if they pray 5 times a
Evil,
day?
and they deserve the full force of the law.
Okay, but what if
And
we
I
can
would-
save those
let's say-
girls?
And I would actually say, if they can be sent back to any other country, get rid of them. I would sign the executive order if I could. Right? And I'm telling you, what I'm
But
saying.
what
is
if we
that
can
the
stop it
majority of
happening?
Muslims,
But what if we can stop?
So
what
you're
if-
on board with deportation?
What?
if they have committed, if they have got another, they've come from another country, they have a heritage, and they have flouted the rules of this country that's given them a good home, that's given them everything, get rid of
Okay,
them.
but what if we can solve the Joe? What if we can solve the problem
miles away.
by looking at the statistics and highlighting patterns such as why, and asking questions such as why are 83% of the grooming gangs saying they're Muslims?
No, they're not. They are from a Pakistani heritage. Let's not conflate
How do
being
you?
Muslim
So
and
where's your
Pakistani
evidence that they're not
heritage.
saying that they're Muslims?
Well, where have they said they're Muslim?
Well, we've got the statistics from Quillian.
But listen,
Do you
guys.
really
listen,
believe that they
guys.
don't think they're Muslims?
So listen, guys.
Do you answer that question? Do you really believe they
Hitler
don't
believed
think
he
that-
was a Christian. Would we accept he was a
Okay,
Christian?
but if
Did he do
85
anything Christian?
so, all right,
you
so if
answer my
85% of
question.
white
Hitler
people-
said he was a Christian. He said what he was doing was for the good of Christianity or whatever. So do you accept that?
No, because
I
it's a
accept
one.
that
It's
he
an
thinks it was
anecdotal fallacy. What you're using is an
But
anecdotal
he killed,
fallacy.
Look at what he did.
That's one
Right,
man.
so but it
That's
doesn't
one
stop it
man.
being an anecdotal
No, it
fallacy.
Going on
wasn't
about
one
one
man.
man. How many,
It wasn't
how many
one man.
Muslims are
No,
eating
but
girls? That's
it
not
wasn't
one
one
man,
man.
is
He
it?
didn't do it by himself. He didn't do the genocide
No,
himself.
but that's
he
one
had
man
his
you're
got
on
all
about.
his henchmen.
Yeah, that's these.
Yes,
that's these
and
guys.
in World
yeah,
War
yeah.
II, in World War II, the
When you
Muslim
brainwash
Brotherhood.
These
people-
guys are the new Nazis.
In
when-
World War II, the Muslim Brotherhood
if there was
sided
a
with the
Muslim
Nazis.
Hitler now,
Yeah.
you'd
they
all
hate the
disagree, but you would all cry out
Who's
Allah
all?
Akbar when he did what he
who's
did.
also, you're very judgmental, aren't you?
I'm massive.
We think you are.
Have you ever engaged with Muslims?
Yeah, massively.
Yeah,
Have you ever
massive.
engaged? We seem to have a lot in common, you know.
No, I know we're both right wingers. That's why.
I'm nothing. I'm just a proud Muslim.
no,
I'm a
no,
proud
we're both
practicing Muslim
conservatives.
who loves my country.
Yeah.
Who loves people, who loves
Yep.
humanity.
Yep.
So why are you defending the rape gangs by creating false
Now you're
equivalences
trying.
and
Now
using?
you're trying to make statements Muslims to be good on your TV thing.
Well, you're doing the same. This is a public debate. You're doing exactly the same. You're using sophistry and denying statistics by using anecdotal fallacies as if that makes a difference. Hitler was a Christian, so that excuses that 83% of rape gangs are not Muslims.
So please,
I disagree. So that's why we're disagreeing.
That highly offensive.
I don't care.
I actually find that
I think
really
it's highly offensive what
woman,
you've been saying.
that you are making a correlation between rape gangs and Muslims.
We find it offensive that you don't.
No,
we find it offensive that you don't.
It's not Asian.
And they are evil.
So if I find it offensive that you don't make that correlation, where do we stand?
We need to find Chinese lads that find that offensive.
Yes, the Muslim
How many Arabs are in the rape website? Do you think Muslims just come from Pakistan? Arabs,
No, I didn't
Chinese
think that.
Muslims,
No, I don't think
Muslims
that.
from all over the world. Are they?
I have
part
never
of the
seen a
rape
Chinese Muslim in my entire life.
You know what? They're about 6 million. You know what? You've never seen a Chinese Muslim.
No,
Yeah, you will do. You will do. It's the
statistics.
fastest growing religion in the
No,
world.
look at the statistics and see how many Chinese Muslims there are in the world.
That I
So
find-
Why does that matter?
They don't have
They're
Islam
not
in
rape-
China though, do
They've
they?
They've got Chinese Muslims.
If
aren't
you're
they?
Muslims,
They won't have Islam in
so
China.
They are.
Arab
They are.
Muslims come from lots of different
We
countries.
know, I agree.
You understand?
China won't
The
even
context
entertain
is Oldham,
Islam
Rochdale,
at all.
Rotherham. Unfortunately, the people from there are coming from they're from
Muslim
Pakistani
communities.
heritage.
And they're saying they're Muslims.
So-called Muslim names. They have Muslim names.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, they were born with
So there's a
Muslim
pattern there. So
you're
even
missing a
if
major
they're
part.
apostates, I'm saying they come from a culture which is informed by religion, which influences them
Their religion,
tells them
would
to rape
tell
young
them-
girls.
No, the religion is not telling them. That's silly.
Right,
What you're
no, it
saying
does.
is damn-
No, it
You're
does.
silly.
What you're saying is illogical.
What you're saying is
You're
no,
playing
it's not just
secure.
'cause you don't
That's all
believe
you
it.
play.
This is
It says
logical.
word for word. It
We're
does.
using
Show me the
statistics.
Quran where
You
it
show
says
us the
it.
Quran.
We don't
I've
need
got
to.
one
We're
on
using
there.
Show me the
statistics.
Quran.
I'm not a
We
Muslim, we don't
need
just
to.
randomly
We're talking
carry
about
Quran.
statistics.
You're talking rubbish, actually.
Muslims are
I'm sorry to
overrepresented
say,
in
but you're
grooming.
It's not. It says it 14 times. If you can't
83%.
admit
Show me one
that, I haven't got a Quran. I'm not a Muslim. You
If
don't
it
just
says it
randomly
14,
carry
show
it.
me one time then.
You've got. Get one from in there. It does say it 14 times.
You seem
Out
to
of
know
what?
all
I
your
haven't got a
statistics.
Quran,
Show
have
me
I?
these 14 statements in
It
the
does.
Quran.
I don't have to.
We
Simple.
shouldn't have to educate you on what it
Read
says on the
easy,
Quran.
mate. It says
We don't
it.
have to educate you on the Quran.
Yeah, get the Quran.
It can be interpreted in loads of different ways. The argument doesn't go anywhere. The
We've already
statistics.
had riots around 2000.